I visited this farm and the owner shared a very painful story with me. He told me that the previous night they were there and they heard their catfish shaking in the pond. And if you're familiar with catfish, you will know that is their usual behavior, especially when the environment is quiet. Any little sound they shake, and mostly in the night. So sometimes them shaking in the night is normal. So they were shaking in the night, they just took it as their usual shaking. Unfortunately, that wasn't. Guess what? It was a stranger, a mischievous person, a thief who was trying to get the fish out of the pond when they were shaken. Indeed, the person were even actually to make away from some of the fish. Indeed, the person was able to make away with some of the fish. Now, why am I sharing this story with you? And before I even tell you why I'm sharing, when they gave the story, I personally told them that when I first visited and I saw the ponds at the backyard without any fence, any CC camera, or other preventive measures, I was worried and I was to recommend that to them. But they were not also just negligent. They did that because they believe they had 24 hours security persons at the place. Yes. And because we are human, we are not blaming the securities. We are human, anything can happen. So the security, they were there, and this person was able to do what he did. Now, when I visited first, the fish, they were very active in the pond. When I visited the following day after the incident, I saw that they were very dull and inactive because of the stress the person took them through. And when they even fed them, they didn't eat because they were still not ready. After all, the time that the person stressed them, they're not used to that period. So the person did not only steal some of the fish, but he also take the fish through stress. He also took them through stress, and that stress affected them. So now, what's the way forward? There's a saying that when the frog in front falls into a pit, others behind take caution. We have had our share of thieves stealing, and this is not the first time. I know several farms that thieves have stolen fish. Yes. So now, what's the way forward? The way forward is that try to provide preventive measures. If you cannot wall, which is very expensive, around your pond or your farm, then you can get fence wire or cables, then fence it around to prevent unauthorized people from entering. Not apart from that, even if you can have CC cameras, and nowadays there are simple cameras that you can install. And even when you're at work or wherever, you can monitor what's happening in your farm in your phone. These are just to make sure that when any unauthorized person comes to the farm, you will see the person and can bring the person to book. So if you do these things, you are going to be sure that your fish are free from thieves and, like I said, not only stealing them, sometimes they also contaminate the water or pass the fish through stress. And I know you will not like to raise your fish to harvest, or when they are just worried about harvesting, some persons will come and steal them. You will not like that way. So when I came and saw their fish, I was very happy with them. Very big catfish. And this person came and did that. Even though he didn't steal all of them, but at least this is fine. I'll share with you another beautiful story. Though it is sad, why just having a security person or a guide person isn't enough for your farm. Yes. So now we are human. What about if the person hasn't come to the farm? Anything can happen. You could be sick, you could get a fever or whatever. I thought it doesn't appear. And you know, the thieves sometimes they monitor you before a thief comes to steal something. Though I'm not an expert in that, before you ask me, are you a thief or how do you know that? But we all know, they are vigilant. They have to monitor you to some time. So before they come to your farm to steal, they'll monitor you, know when you are at the farm and when you're not at the farm. Then they can make their way in. The story I'm telling you is that Yes, the person also started with a farm. He started with 2 fish ponds, and each pond was 500 capacity, and he stocked them. Then it was outskirts, somewhere, let me say a village. They appointed one of our uncle, because he was old man, to be taking care of the farm, feeding them, and then be provide security. Not knowing that when the fish were about to harvest, there were some kids, some children, they were going to the farm, they will go there, pick some of the fish, move away under a mango tree, and roast the fish and consume. The first time, it continued. And when the fish are in the water, sometimes if they are picking that small, small, little, little, you wouldn't know unless you see, because you don't know the count of them unless you get in the water and count them. Which when they are many, you can't do that. So when the fish are people are taking them small, so you will not know unless once or larger harvest that you can be able to tell. So this is the case. They were harvesting small, small, chopping. They didn't know until the worst thing happened. So that day they came, harvested the fish, and then they perforated the tarpaulins, the two of them, and then so they made hole, and the water and the fish drained out. That was very sad. Fortunately, they traced them and they got them. And you know what happened? The very person who was the caretaker, the old man, there was one of the children, and he said that this child is my grandson. Another one, he said this child is from the chief palace, the son of the chief. So it means they cannot do something to them. And I said they have to go to the chief palace to settle the matter. They went to the palace, the chief just consoled him and what and what. And that ended the story. So the farmer didn't have any option than to fold his police and move away from the place. He stopped his production. So now these are the things that we are talking about. If there were security fence or wall or cameras, this wouldn't have happened, but they could have prevented that long ago. So please, 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 yes, this is extra cost, but it's worth it. The amount of money that you are going to do to harvest the cameras or to have the fence, yes, it is extra cost, but when you have it, it will prevent you from using more than what you will use to invest into these securities. So please, thank you so much for watching. This channel, as always say, the purpose is just to share fish farming tips based on our experience and research for us to grow our fish farming together. My name is Abdulaziz Issa, and we have resources in the description. We have DIY filtration aeration system, where when you enroll in that course, there are a lot of videos that will teach you how to do your own filtration aeration system step by step. You enroll and then you are good to go. We also have another course, complete fish farming course for tilapia and catfish. You can enroll in that course too, especially if you're a beginner. This will help you before starting your farm. Then you know the do's and don'ts and how to be successful in the journey, and that you are good to go. I also have free resources, the essential equipment, the equipment that you use to or you need to start your fish farm. Well, you check it out. You just PDF, you download it free of charge, then you're good to go. Please subscribe to this channel, share, comment, let me know your thoughts about this topic. How security affecting your farm, or how do you think security is important in your farm? Let me know in the comment section and let me know where you're commenting from. Thank you so much. I will see you in my next video.